Hello Pisces, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, looking at your connection between you and the person that you are dealing with and are needing to learn the most from right now. We'll be pulling for all three sides of the connection, so we'll look at your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it, the concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we'll be looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section we'll be looking at what is a deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and to leave what does not. On that note, and especially if you are a cross watcher, just know that this whole reading can be reversed. If that is the case for you, that is totally fine and totally normal. Again, the point is to take what helps and leave what doesn't. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading, booking a personal reading or coaching session with me, or on the my upcoming Attract the Love That You Deserve workshop can be found in the description box below. All right, Pisces, let's jump on in. We're going to start with overall energy through oracle cards first, and then we will dive deeper into the reading with tarot as we progress. So we'll look at your energy toward the connection, their energy toward the connection, and the energy in between the connection with oracle cards first. So let's start with looking at your side of this connection toward the person you are dealing with and are needing to learn the most from right now. Let's do one more. Right. Pisces side of this connection, please. Boundaries. Oh, soulmate recognition. Okay. This is, I feel like, a really complicated space for you. This connection is because it's almost as if you have such a deep connection to this person and to the potential of what this could be, but at the same time you feel like you have to keep your distance from them, or there's this feeling of having to kind of protect yourself from this connection. And I think that again, that has really complicated things for you because you feel something really real and deep here, but based on how things have unfolded, you also feel as if you have to keep your distance or create space between you and this person. So let's see what happened here. Let's look at this person's energy toward you, Pisces. Drama. I'm really drawn to this mask here, and then shattered. This person, I feel like, shows up as two very different versions of themselves. I feel like there is a version of them that is very loving and fun and, fun to be around, and then there is a version of them that is very cold and very distant, and maybe even that causes harm in this connection. And I think that this is why things feel complicated, is because when they are one version of them, the loving version of them, the version of them that you see glimpses of, it feels, the connection is real and it's strong and it feels good. But then when there's, the opposite, maybe there's distance or, things that, like I said, kind of start to be harmful for the connection, whether that's, emotionally or otherwise, I feel like that's when you feel like you have to protect yourself. So I feel like you feel a really big push and pull with this connection. And I think there are times where you're like, this is it, like, this is my person, this is who I want to be with. And then there are times like where you're like, I don't even know if this person cares about me. This shattered card here, it kind of gives me this indication that this person has some things within them that they view as broken, almost as if, and I'm not saying they are a broken person. I don't believe people are broken. I believe people can perceive themselves as broken. based on the things that they've been through. And I think that there's a lot of like wounding there, and that wounding, when that wounding gets triggered or when they lead with that wounding, that's when things start to get, start to shift in the negative way. So let's see what's going on in between this connection. Whoa. Dream come true, follow your heart, and then the underlying for this was ego. I feel like this is what you're trying to do. You're trying to follow your heart. You're trying to figure out what is best for you. And I think that this is why this connection is so complicated, because there are times where it feels like, oh my gosh, this is a dream come true. This person is a dream come true in my life. Like, I can't wait to see where this goes. But then there are times where ego really gets involved. And I think that you're like, well, this isn't what I want. So that back and forth makes it really complicated for you to figure out how to best follow your heart here, or how to best show up for what is, aligned with you. So let's see if we can provide a little bit of clarity here. Truth of the connection, or not truth. This is overall theme of the connection between you and this person here, Pisces. Whoa. There will be a return. It's never over. Destined soul ties. Oh, there's something deep going on here between you and this person. You guys are stuck in a pretty heavy cycle here. And I think that there's a need to, I don't know, like, this feels heavy, because I feel like all you're wanting is for things to be a certain way in this connection, for things to be good, right? For this person to be the version of themselves that they are sometimes. That version of them is someone that you really love, you really care about, you really, see a future with. But the version of them that they show up as sometimes, the cold, distant version of them, is something that you've had to put up with a lot. And in putting up with that, you have been through a lot in this connection. And I feel like this is, because it's never over, this to me indicates a cycle that needs to break. But I do feel as if this person will return into your life if there is like some sort of separation, or the cycle will return in some way. Let's see what we've got here, Pisces. Boundaries of soulmate recognition. This is Pisces' side of the connection. Queen of Pentacles, and you could be dealing with an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. You definitely don't have to be, okay? But, because I see this as a different message as well. Ten of Wands, and here you are, Lovers in reverse. Okay. You And then on the bottom, I feel like this is you, the Queen of Cups. This is water sign energy. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. Whether you're dealing with someone who is male or female, it doesn't matter. We all have feminine and masculine energies within us. But I feel like you carry a lot of the burden that exists within this connection. Like, you are the one trying to communicate, trying to fix things, trying to, show up to make this work, trying to make sure that you're showing up in a way that aligns with what you feel that they need. And with this Queen of Pentacles here, it feels like it's a very sturdy energy. It's very sturdy. It's very reliable. It's very grounded. And I feel like the way that you show up in this connection, you're not only carrying kind of your emotional burdens and things of that nature, but you're also carrying this person's in some way. Because with this Lovers in reverse, there is this energy of not getting what it is that you deserve. So the Lovers in reverse is kind of this, this indication of something isn't meeting you where you deserve to be met with the same level of effort or love or attention or care or empathy or whatever. And I feel like you've been a really stable person in this person's life for a while too. And I feel like there are times where it feels really worth it. Again, like when they are that version of them that you know that they can be. But then there are times where it doesn't feel so worth it because you're experiencing, whatever this Lovers in reverse energy is. And I feel like it's hard for you because you want to be close. But again, you feel like you have to keep your distance. And there's a huge hope for things to level out. In fact, I feel like you've tried to be really sturdy and steady in this connection to give this person like a safe space or a space of security for them to kind of level out. Find some consistency. Pisces side of the connection. Yeah, but then Three of Swords. Feels like you keep getting your heart broken here. You keep experiencing them showing up as this version of them that you don't deserve. And you're pouring out a lot here. A lot of love, a lot of support to this person. And you are being met with this Three of Swords energy. Justice in reverse. There's this complete imbalance here. Imbalance of effort, imbalance of, and it doesn't feel like necessarily an imbalance of like care or feelings. Those definitely can be mutual. I don't know yet, but I feel as if this person keeps kind of showing up in your life, it feels like there's probably, the feelings are probably mutual, but the way in which you both show up for this connection is not. And this Justice in reverse, it does kind of give this energy of getting the short end of the stick in this connection. Honestly, this might be a cycle for you in a lot of your relationships too. Pisces side of this connection. Nine of Cups, but there's still such a strong desire here. There's a strong desire for the connection. There's a strong desire for this connection to, for this person to be a part of your life. And I feel like you really see that potential in this person as like the best it could ever really get for you. I feel like that's why you have this soulmate recognition card, is you do really see them as a soulmate. You see them as somebody that is very important to you, to your journey. I do, and I give this warning or disclaimer in a lot of my readings because I think it is important. Remember, we have so many soulmates in this lifetime. We don't just have one soulmate, one person. And all of those soulmates can play a certain role in your life. And if we attach so much of our potential happiness to one specific person, especially when we are in a position where we're not being treated like we deserve, we can get ourselves into trouble. So just a disclaimer, but I definitely feel that there is a strong connection here between you and this person. I feel like otherwise you wouldn't you wouldn't be here. Like, you wouldn't be involved. You wouldn't show up. You wouldn't try to make this work. Like, if you didn't care about the connection and you weren't being treated the way that you deserve, I feel like you would just be like, okay, bye. Like, I don't want anything to do with this. But because it's this person, and because of the feelings that you have and the energy that you, that you feel they bring to your life, like, I feel like you're like, but I can't just let go. So this is a really, like I said, kind of complicated space that you're walking here. All right, we're going to look at this person's energy toward you. Drama with shattered. In reverse, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, I see why I saw it upright. It's the Seven of Wands, and then I second guessed it. I was like, it is in reverse. I feel like this person comes off as somebody who is very, like, confident and self-assured, but deep down, there's a lot of self-doubt here. There's a lot of insecurity. There's a lot of self-doubt. Not just in regard to love, but just in general. Whoa. Three of Wands in reverse. They don't like... Okay, that's what I literally just heard was they don't like who they are. But it's interesting because I feel like they show up as someone, like I said, who's very confident and self-assured, but deep down, there's very much like a fundamental dislike of self. And the Three of Wands in reverse represents that, because it feels like because of that, they tend to really play it safe in their life. Like, they don't take risks, or if they do, like, it's very calculated, and, you know, they don't like to be vulnerable. They don't like to let their guard down. Like, I feel like this person is very, keeps their cards close to their chest. The Hermit. They have this desire for the Ten of Cups. It's on the bottom. But they're very much used to being alone. They find safety and security in being alone. And I don't mean like alone time. I mean like not having connections to anybody. So that's hard, right? Because it's like, I feel like they have a lot of trust issues here. They don't trust that people have like the right intentions with them. It's very much like, and I think that that's where the Shattered card really comes into play, is it feels like they've been through a lot in their life, maybe in terms of relationships, maybe just in general in their life. And I feel like because of that, they've learned or have developed this habit of being really cautious in their relationships. In addition to that, they also developed these beliefs that they're unlovable, that they're not good enough, that if they let somebody in, that person is going to hurt them. So that's why they play it safe. It all has to do with this past, that these past wounds that they carry, which I kind of saw with that Shattered card at the very beginning of the reading. And I think that maybe for you, especially with this Ten of Wands, I feel like you know, when it comes to this person, I feel like you do like who they are, like who they really are, the version of them that they are behind like the mask that they put on, because I do feel sometimes they, if not majority of the time, kind of wear a mask in their interactions with other people. Because again, they don't want anybody knowing or seeing who they really are. They don't believe who they really are is good enough. They've been taught that that version of them is unlovable. So they put on this mask, but I feel like you see past that mask, and you do really love and care about them for who they are. And I think because of that too, because you see who they really are, I feel like you really want to be that source of stability, to help them, to love them, to care for them, to be, like I said, like a source of support. But it also feels that it's like you've ended up as a casualty in this person's war with themselves, because they desire the Ten of Cups, they desire love, they desire connection, but they never allow anybody to get too close to actually allow that to happen. They push it away, they choose distance, they choose coldness, they sabotage, maybe even are, harmful or cruel toward the people that do show them love, not because like they think you're worthy and deserving of that, but because of how they feel about themselves and how they use that to create distance. So there's a lot kind of going on here that is definitely indicating this person has a lot of healing to do. They've got a lot of work that they're needing to do on themselves. Eight of Swords, they're very trapped in a prison of their own making, meaning that they desire more in their life and in love, yet they don't ever change the way that they show up. So it's like they self-sabotage, and then they feel like a victim of their own self-sabotage. Those types of people are really difficult and challenging to deal with, because from the outside looking in, it's like, well, if you just didn't do these things or showed up in this way, like, things would be different. But it does feel as if they haven't really done any of that work, right? There's no reflection here. I know they have the Hermit, but I feel like that was representing a different kind of message. This person's energy toward you, Pisces. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Stuck in a karmic cycle of desiring love and pushing it away, sabotaging it. And I feel like that's what's so challenging for you, is no matter how hard you try, it just feels as if this person, like, they won't let you in. They won't let the connection develop. They won't let things go any further, or like there, no more intimacy to be built, because it's almost as if they're completely, like, they shut down. They get into this, like, gotta protect myself from inevitably getting hurt, even though it's not anything that you do. Right? People project their expectations onto their current experiences based on what they've experienced in the past. So people perceive you through, like, as a threat, even if you aren't one. Not saying you specifically in general, Pisces. Just like if somebody carries a lot of unhealed wounds, they're going to project those unhealed wounds onto others, which is where the trust issues come from. And I think that what's hard is, like, you want to be the person that's like, let me show you can trust me. Let me show you that you, that I'm here to love you. I'm here to be a source of, like, goodness for you. And it's almost as if they literally won't let that happen. Yeah, they run. Knight of Swords. They run from you. They run from love. But here's the thing, and this is what I feel Spirit is trying to bring through with this, is in order for this person to be able to show up in a healthy way, like I said, there's a lot of healing that would need to take place here. There's a lot of deep-rooted, like, behavior changing healing that would have to take place. Otherwise, the way that they show up is always going to be the same, because they're always going to desire that closeness, right? But then as soon as it starts to feel too vulnerable, or as soon as, like, those wounds start to get triggered and they start to fear getting hurt or whatever, they're going to shift into that version of them that comes out, the wounded. I mean, that's what a shadow is. Our shadow is the version of us that is reacting from a wounded place. And when we're dealing with people who are acting from their shadow, they're not thinking logically. They're not thinking or acting in alignment with what is best for them. They're thinking and acting in alignment with their triggers and their traumas. And they, if you haven't done the work, you can't step outside that and see what's happening to make healthier choices. And what I've come to understand about people who haven't done the work is that no matter how hard we try to love them or care for them or choose them or be there for them, we can't change people who aren't doing the work, real work, not just saying it, but like doing the real work to show up different. Shadow work, therapy, diving into past traumas, understanding triggers, consciously showing up instead of reactively. And I think that that's what Spirit's saying is if this connection were to return, which I do feel as if there's kind of that, like that's the cycle, is create distance, try to pull you closer, then create distance, then try to pull you closer. You have to understand that letting this in time and time again is going to keep you in a place of hurt because you're hoping that something's going to change, hoping that something's going to be different, but this person isn't doing the work to actually show up any different. Even though there is desire there are real feelings there. And I think that that's what you're needing to know and understand the most about this connection. And it almost feels a little bit as if Spirit is trying to protect you from further hurt that this may cause. But I do feel like it is complicated because you have such a strong connection. So I feel like because of that, just, being aware, because remember, unconditional love and unconditional empathy does not equal unconditional tolerance. We can have, love and empathy and understanding for what other people are going through, but that does not mean that you are obligated to put up with a certain level of treatment that, that doesn't align with your worth. So with that being said, we're going to dive a lot deeper into this. We're going to look at, you have dream come true with follow your heart. I'm going to look at the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in alignment with your higher self. So pulling some more tarot, and then I've got an advice card that I will close out that extended reading with. Any information for that is in the description box below. But before I hop on over to the extended, I do want to reiterate that I'm hosting a How to Attract the Love That You Deserve workshop on February 20th at 6 p.m. Central Time. This workshop is live. However, if you cannot make it live and you wish to be a part of it, if you purchase a ticket, you will receive the replay and all of the materials the very next day. So if you want to be a part of the workshop at all in any capacity, even if you can't make it live, still purchase a ticket the exact same way, and you will either be able, you'll receive the access to attend live and also the replay and the materials that will be sent out the next day. As always, if you have any questions on anything, feel free to drop a comment or shoot me an email. The link to that workshop is in the description box below, along with my email address. Thank you so much, Pisces, as always, for your support of my channel. I do obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing, and I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Pisces.